Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Jati Suryanto dari Prodi Pendidikan Bahasa Inggris Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Saat ini saya akan melakukan micro teaching dalam mata kuliah Language Assessment and Evaluation untuk PDD UK TPT Setdos 2026. Mata kuliah ini memberikan gambaran komprehensif mengenai asesmen dan evaluasi bahasa kedua atau bahasa asing. Mata kuliah ini membahas landasan teoritis asesmen dan evaluasi bahasa, prinsip-prinsip pengembangan asesmen bahasa, analisis budaya soal penilaian dan penskoran, interpretasi hasil asesmen dan evaluasi, serta perancangan asesmen untuk 4 keterampilan speaking, listening, reading, dan writing. Selain memberikan landasan teori yang kuat, mata kuliah ini juga membekali mahasiswa dengan pemahaman praktis dalam menganalisis instrumen tes yang tersedia serta merancang asesmen bahasa. Dan sedangkan tujuannya adalah memahami landasan teori asesmen dan evaluasi bahasa dan prinsip-prinsip pengembangan asesmen bahasa, mengaitkan pengalaman mahasiswa dalam mengikuti tes bahasa dengan teori-teori asesmen bahasa yang relevan, menganalisis dan mengevaluasi secara kritis butir-butir tes bahasa yang tersedia, mengembangkan instrumen asesmen keterampilan berbicara, membaca, menulis, dan menyimak, serta merancang asesmen alternatif sebagai pelengkap atau pengganti ujian nasional yang bersifat terstandar. Bahan kajiannya ada 7, assessment concept and issues, principle of developing language assessment, assessing language skills, grammar, vocabulary, and item analysis, grading and scoring, alternative assessment, designing assessment for listening and reading, and designing assessment for speaking and writing. Sedangkan CPL-nya adalah lulusan mampu menunjukkan keterampilan menggunakan konsep, teori, dan metode yang inovatif melalui proses pembelajaran bahasa Inggris berbasis TPACK terkait dengan pemahaman peserta didik dan pembelajaran yang mendidik. Sedangkan CPMK-nya ada 2. Yang pertama, mampu menunjukkan kemampuan menganalisa konsep, teori, metode, asesmen, dan evaluasi pembelajaran bahasa. Serta yang kedua, mampu merancang metode asesmen dan evaluasi pembelajaran bahasa. Ada 7 sub CPMK. Yang pertama, mampu menjelaskan dan menganalisa konsep dan teori asesmen dan evaluasi dalam pendidikan bahasa. Yang kedua, mampu menerapkan dan mengevaluasi prinsip-prinsip pengembangan penilaian bahasa. Yang ketiga, mampu menerapkan analisa butir dalam penilaian pembelajaran. Yang keempat, mampu menerapkan pengetahuan penilaian dan pemberian skor dalam proses penilaian bahasa. Yang kelima, mampu mendesain asesmen dan penilaian keterampilan menyimak dan membaca. Yang keenam, mampu mendesain penilaian untuk keterampilan berbicara dan menulis. Dan yang terakhir, ketujuh, mampu menjelaskan dan mendesain asesmen alternatif. Sedangkan ini adalah peta dari mata kuliah Language Assessment and Evaluation. Sedangkan yang akan saya gunakan untuk micro teaching adalah mata kuliah untuk minggu ketiga berjudul Principle of Language Assessment dengan learning objective. By the end of the lesson, the student should be able to explain the 5 core principles of language assessment, provide real-life example of this principle in practice, and evaluate a test item using the 5 principles. Apa yang akan dilakukan? Yang pertama adalah brief explanation, yang kedua focus group discussion and presentation, yang ketiga observing and evaluating a sample test, yang keempat reflection and wrap up, and terakhir nanti home assignment. Ini adalah in-class activity-nya, menganalisa satu butir soal dengan 5 principle of language assessment. Refleksinya dari sharing insight from activity, kemudian ada sedikit discussion, dan nanti terakhir adalah pemberian homework. Ya. Dan ini referensi yang kita gunakan. Demikian kira-kira yang akan kita lakukan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay. Hello everybody. Can you listen to my voice?
We can, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you for coming to the class. We are going to continue our class. Today we're going to discuss about the principle of assessment. Okay, there are 5 principles of assessment. But before we start, let's open our meeting by saying Basmalah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so today there are some students. Pevita, how are you, Pevita? Is it okay? Is it good? Is it cold or is it hot at home?
Is it hot, sir?
Good, yeah. Okay, Marwa, how are you today, Marwa?
I'm good, sir.
Okay, good. So you're also in the good condition, yeah, in the good health now. Okay, Tasha, how are you, Tasha?
Good, sir.
Okay, good. And now Nico, how are you, Nico?
Fine, sir. Maybe a bit loud in here.
Oh, I see. But okay. I hope that you're in good condition. Okay. Today we are going to discuss about the principle of assessment. Let me share the PowerPoint first. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
I can see.
Good. Okay, good. Right. Clear, yeah? We are going to discuss about the principle of language assessment. Yeah? Today we'll have a discussion and we'll have a question and answer and so on. Yeah. Principle of language assessment. The objective of our lesson is by the end of the lesson is you should be able to explain the 5 core principles of the language assessment. And you have to be able to provide the real life example of this principle in practice. And the last, you will have to be able to evaluate the test item using 5 principles. These are the outline. There will be brief explanation. I will explain you a bit. And then we will have group discussion. Yeah. And then we will observe and evaluate the sample test. And there will be reflection and wrap up. And of course, the home assignment. Yeah. As you have read in the LMS, yeah, the material has been there in the LMS. I hope that you have read and you have understand it. But I have to explain it to you again. Okay, there are key concepts of language assessment. Yeah, we're going to talk about practicality, reliability, validity, authenticity, and also the prospect. Okay, let's start from the first. Yeah, practicality. Practicality refers to the feasibility of the test. Usually, it asks about is it affordable? It means that it is costly, or is it cheap, or is it affordable? Yeah. Or secondly, maybe about the time. Is it time efficient? Yeah. Or maybe about the material or the resources, the available resources or the available material. Are the material available or not? When the material are not available, of course, it is not practical. Yeah. For example, when we have a test, an interview test of 10 minutes for every student, but we have to test for 100 students. Is it practical or not? One lecturer, 10 minutes for one interview, and the student are 100. Is it practical or not? Because it is not practical because it needs too long time to finish the test. Yeah, you can imagine 10 minutes each student, and then there are 10 and there are 100 students. It will be 1,000 minutes. You can imagine 1,000 minutes. How many hours is that? Because it is not practical. Yeah. Okay, for example, and then the next is reliability. Reliability refers to the consistency of test result. So it discuss about the result of the test. Yeah, the result of the test can be depends on sometimes depends on the rater. Yeah, based on the rater. Yeah. Sometimes one test can be given by some raters, and then when one rater with another rater give different score, so the score is not consistent, it is not reliable. Yeah, and then from intra-rater, for example, one teacher and then give you a test, yeah, and then the result of the test between one student to another student given by the teacher are not consistent. Some of them have good score and some of them have very low score. So it is not consistent. It means that the test is not reliable. And the third, it depends on the test itself. One test, the same test, can be given to the different group of students. For example, test A is given to class A and class B. When the score of class A using the same test with the class B are similar or more or less similar, so it is consistent and it is reliable. But when class A has bad score and class B has good score, and then it is not consistent, so it is not reliable, right? So this is what reliability means: the consistency of the scores based on the raters, based on the students or the test takers, or based on the test itself. Yeah. For example, different score from two raters on the same essay. So sometimes one essay should be scored by two raters, and then one rater give good score and another rater give bad score. So the score is not reliable. Yeah. So this is reliability. And then validity. Yeah? Validity. Validity means measures what it is supposed to measure. For example, content validity. Content validity means the test is actually measure what has been given in the class by the teachers. When the teacher asks a question which is not given in the class or which is not given in the material given to the students, it doesn't show the content validity. Yeah, the content validity is very big. And then construct validity. Construct validity means the test should be similar to the way the lecturer gave the material in the class. For example, when the lecturer teaches you speaking by asking you to speak every day, of course, the test should be also speaking. When testing speaking by using a written question, it is not valid, of course. Concurrent validity means the similarity of the score compared to the different lesson. For example, I'm teaching, for example, speaking, yeah, and then I give the test speaking and score the speaking test 7, for example. But in another class, with the same class, in another time, I did listening, for example. But the score of speaking is 7, but the score of listening is 4, for example. So it is not valid, yeah, because the score of the speaking is not similar as the score of listening. So the test is not valid, for example. Predictive validity. So the test should show the prediction of the real ability. For example, when I give the student score 8, of course, when somebody asks the student to speak, it will show the competency of speaking should be more or less the same as the score of 8. That is predictive validity. And the face validity is about the task itself, yeah, the paper, yeah, for example, and then maybe the written text, which is clear or not, and so this is the face validity, right? For example, a vocabulary test should not assess grammar. uh, When it is a vocabulary test, of course, it is focused on the vocabulary. Yeah, it doesn't test about the grammar. When the vocabulary test, but it tests the grammar, of course, it is not valid. It is not grammar which is tested, which is measured, but it is the vocabulary, so it is not valid. And then authenticity. The task must reflect the real life language use. When the task doesn't reflect the real life language use, of course it is not authentic. Yeah? Let us compare the role play. The role play usually use the daily language, yeah, the daily use language. Yeah. But the fill in the blank, sometimes it is not the real uh, daily language which is given in the test. So usually a role play is better in authenticity rather than fill in the blanks. Yeah. So the more authentic test, it shows the higher engagement and the relevance of the language in daily life. And then last is WOSPEC. WOSPEC is the impact of the test on the teaching and learning. Yeah. A test can give positive WOSPEC or negative WOSPEC. Yeah, of course, the best is when the test gives the positive WOSPEC, positive impact to the student and also sometimes to the teacher. Yeah. For example, when the test encourages good study habits, so it gives you positive prospect. But when it promotes rote memorization, it is difficult for the student to memorize. So it gives negative prospect. Yeah. For example, when the student has understood the form of national exam, the shape of national exam, and then this national exam will also shape classroom practices. The student will try to learn to study what the material will be given in the national exam. Yeah, so national exam usually give positive prospect. So that is what is meant by the principle of assessment. Yeah. Now I would like to ask you from Ulil. Yeah. What don't you know from the principle of language assessment? Do you have any question, Ulil? Ulil, hello?
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Which one from the 5 principles that you do not know?
One from the five principle that
Yeah.
wasn't really clear.
Which one is more difficult for you?
The practicality, the validity, sir.
Validity. Why validity is difficult for you?
Because I think valid. Oh, sorry, sir. It's not the validity, sir. What's the name?
Which one?
Oh, yeah, it's the WOSPEC, sir.
WOSPEC. Okay. So WOSPEC means when you develop a test, the test should give positive impact to your students. Yeah. When you give a question, but it doesn't give a good impact to your students, it is not positive. Yeah. So every test model you have to try when you develop a test model. You have to try so that it has good impact on the student. For example, you gave the test specification to the students. And then when the student know the specification, the test specification, and then it will improve their learning processes. It will influence the way the student learn the language so that they prepare something better to get the best score that they can do it. So that is what we call giving a positive prospect. So it would be better if you give a test. It would be better if you give the test specification first before you give the real test. That is what we call as the prospect. Yeah. Okay, Nico, what do you think, Nico? Which one between the practicality, among the practicality, reliability, validity, authenticity, and prospect, which one is the most difficult for you? Hello, Nico.
Sorry, sir. My
Yeah,
mixing.
among the five principles, which one is the most difficult for you?
It's the validity, sir. Because
Why validity is difficult?
as mentioned before, testing speaking cannot be done by writing. But sometimes when I have to write a textbook and then put an assessment, I also have to be counting the situation where the student just cannot use the time, or maybe the condition is too loud. So I have to make sure that the student can speak, but in amount that was flexible enough, but still valid to them. And
Oh, I
it will
see. Okay.
take a long time, sir.
Yeah, yeah. But validity is not that, Nico. Validity means your test, when you develop a test, your test should be similar to what you have given to the student. Yeah, your test, your developed test, yeah, should be similar to the material you give to the student in the class. When you haven't touched them in the class, don't give it into the test. That's what is meant by validity. Do you understand it?
Also, I was quite good.
Okay, good. So,
Thank you.
yeah. Now let's see the example. Yeah. Yeah. This is the question. Choose the correct past tense form. Go, goes, went, or going. Which one do you choose? Marwa, which one is the answer?
The person is one.
When? Okay. So, do you think that this test is practical?
I think it's practical.
Why? Why is it practical?
Because it's simple.
Oh, it is simple. Okay, yeah, very good. Yeah. Do you think that this test is valid, Nico? Because
It
you asked
depends,
validity. It depends. Depends on what?
yeah, on the material that was taught before. But
Okay.
if it's a kind of a in the dictionary before, then it should be considered as valid because it's clear.
Right.
It's clear
Okay.
now where which one is the
So
past,
when
which
it
one.
is, yeah, when you have taught it in the class, it is valid to test. Yeah. Okay. Good. Is it authentic? Anybody want to answer? Is it authentic?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Almost the same actually. The reason like the validity, it was
Mm.
clear.
Okay.
Student can using it in real life.
Okay. When you talk about authenticity, you have to reflect it in the daily life. Do you use past tense in your daily life? Of course, yes, yeah. So when it is used in the daily life, so this test is authentic. That is what is meant by authentic. Okay, so very good. Now, so what do you think about what we have discussed just now? Does it give you a better understanding of the principle of assessment?
Of course, sir. It gives us the structure, some kind of
Okay, okay, good. All right. And do you think that it is important to know? It is important to understand before you develop a test.
Of course,
Do,
sir.
yeah, okay. Why?
For for validity, reliability, and practicality, if you didn't understand all of that, you will just design it only
Okay,
following.
okay, very good. So, among the five principles, yeah, which one do you think is sometimes overlooked in test making? Sometimes that you do not give more attention. Of course, when you develop a test, you will consider the reliability, of course, yes, yeah, validity, and so on. But which one is sometimes overlooked, or sometimes not sometimes, but it is often overlooked.
Authenticity, sir.
Authenticity. Why?
Because the material sometimes talking about something that is difficult to, not difficult actually, but
Hmm. Okay.
quite common in Western, but
And
not common here.
what do you think about Wolfpack? Because sometimes we just develop a test just for giving, just for the student to measure the ability of the student. But do you think sometimes you look at the prospect on the test?
Yes, sir. I do sometimes seeing that a test doesn't
Okay,
really
good.
give student good prospect.
Okay, yeah. So, but sometimes people say, as you said, reliably or not reliability. What do you say? Authenticity, yeah. Authenticity is sometimes overlooked, but maybe someone else will say respect is sometimes overlooked. But for reliability, practicality, and also validity, people mostly focus on those things, yeah. But you have to pay more attention to the respect and also the authenticity. Great, very good. Thank you, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to do your homework. You have to find an English language test, and then you have to evaluate it on one paragraph using the five principles. So your assignment is you find a certain test, whatever the test you can find, and then please you look at the test and then you evaluate in one paragraph using the five principles. Do you understand it? Yeah. If you have written it, yeah, one paragraph, then you can upload in my class, yeah, in our LMS, yeah. So that's all for today. For deeper understanding, you can check the material on Brown, and that is given to you from the Richard and Smith, and also from Bahman's book that has been put on the LMS. Okay. Well, anybody, do you have any questions before we end the meeting?
I have question, sir. Excuse me.
Yes, please.
My question is, how can teacher improve reliability?
Or reliability, yeah. Of course, you have to do the test many times. You have to give the test many times to your students, yeah, in different time, yeah, for different students, and then you have to compare the score. Yeah, when the score is consistent, it means your test has been reliable. But when you give the test to a certain class, but in another day you give to another class, but the score are not consistent, it means that your test is not reliable. You have to try to evaluate again and again so that every you give the test to different students or in different time, the test will be more or less similar. That is the way, yeah. Good. Thank you for your coming for today. That's all our class today. Let's close our class by saying Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Don't forget to upload your assignment, your assessment, and then we meet you again next week. Yeah. Thank you. Let's close our meeting by saying Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next week.